I banned my mother from my daughter's hospital room. My daughter Maya is 7. She was born with a heart defect, and last month she had her 3rd surgery. It's a big one, the kind where they warn you about all the ways it can go wrong before they wheel her away. I spent 11 hours in a waiting room chewing my own hands. She came through it. She was in recovery, groggy, hooked up to more machines than I could count, and the doctor said the next few days were the ones that mattered most. Keep her calm. Keep her stress down. No excitement. My mother came to the hospital the 2nd day. I want to say something first. My mom has never once in my life let a room be about anyone but her. When I got engaged, she cried so hard my mother-in-law had to comfort her. At my baby shower, she told the story of her own difficult labor for 40 minutes, so I already knew. But she's Maya's grandma, and Maya loves her, and I told myself people can surprise you. She walked in at 10 a.m., carrying a giant stuffed bear she could barely see over. Maya smiled, which was the first time she'd smiled since the surgery, and honestly, I almost cried from that alone. Mom sat down and started talking, and she just didn't stop. She told Maya about her own knee replacement. She told Maya the surgery she'd had was nothing compared to going through what I went through at your age. She said, "You think this is bad? Let me tell you about real pain." A 7-year-old, 2 days out of open heart surgery. I said, "Mom, maybe let's keep it light in here." She waved me off. "She's tougher than you think. You always coddled her." Then Maya's monitor started beeping. Her heart rate was climbing. A nurse came in, checked her, and asked us to keep things quiet and calm, that Maya was getting worked up. She looked right at my mother when she said it. My mom's face went tight. She stood up and said she needed coffee. I thought that was it. It wasn't. She came back 20 minutes later with my Aunt Diane on speakerphone, in the room, talking loudly about a funeral. She held the phone out toward Maya and said, "Say hi to your Aunt Diane." Maya was half asleep. The nurse came back. The heart rate again. I walked my mother into the hall. I said, "You have to keep it calm or you have to wait outside." I mean it. She looked at me like I'd slapped her. I drove 2 hours. I am her grandmother. I have every right to be in that room. I said the doctors need her stress kept down. She said, "So now I'm stressing her out? After everything I've done for this family?" Her voice went up. A nurse glanced over. I went back in. Maya was crying now, quietly, the way kids cry when they're too tired to do it properly. She said, "Mommy, why is grandma yelling?" That was it for me. The 3rd day, Mom showed up at 9 a.m. with a photo album. She wanted to show Maya pictures. She started telling Maya about the time Maya nearly died as a baby. "You were so blue, we thought we'd lose you." I said her name. She kept going. It was the scariest night of my life. I didn't sleep for. I stood up and said, "Get out." She blinked. "Excuse me? You need to leave. You can come back when Maya's home and stable. Not here. Not now." She laughed. This shocked little laugh. "You are banning me from my own granddaughter's hospital room? Over nothing?" I said it wasn't nothing. That the monitors go off every time she gets going. That a nurse had asked her 3 times. She said, "Nurses, what do they know? I raised 3 kids." I called the nurse. I asked her to please explain to my mother what Maya needed. The nurse, the small woman who I would die for now, said very plainly, "Mom, your granddaughter's heart rate spikes when the room gets loud. If you can't keep it calm, we'll have to ask you to wait in the family lounge." My mother looked at me like I'd orchestrated it. She grabbed her purse. "Fine. I know when I'm not wanted." She turned in the doorway. "You'll regret treating your mother like this. When you need me, don't call." The door hadn't even shut before my phone started. My aunt, my cousin, a text from Mom's church friend I've met twice. "Your mother is devastated. How could you throw her out when that baby is fighting for her life? She only wanted to comfort her grandchild." She'd called them from the parking lot. I could picture it. The whole 2-hour drive home, a fresh audience on every mile. I turned my phone face down. Maya's monitor was quiet. Steady green line. She was asleep, actually asleep. Her breathing even for the first time in 3 days. I sat and watched the number hold at 88, then 84, then 80. My husband got to the hospital that night and found me in the chair. I told him what happened. He said good. Then he said his mom wanted to know if she could visit tomorrow. I said only if she can sit in a room and say nothing. He laughed. His mom came the next day, sat for 2 hours, held Maya's hand, and read her a book in a voice barely above a whisper. Maya's heart rate never moved once. My mother has told everyone I banned her out of control issues and postpartum, which is a fun thing to say about a woman whose youngest is 7. She's demanding an apology before she'll speak to me again. Maya comes home Friday. Grandma's not on the visitor list.